Hey MVPs, going to talk about future bets for a second. Now, I already made this video for the Patreon folks, posted it. It's been there for a while. So now that I can talk to you guys on YouTube about it, it's the future bet is who's going to win the Heisman next year. A couple of things to think about when you're betting on who's going to win the Heisman next year. First and foremost, the Heisman is a quarterback award. Doesn't matter who the running back is. Doesn't matter if he rushes for 2,000 yards. Being a running back gets you about fourth at best, mainly 6th, 7th, and 8th place. You can go study it, but running backs do not win the Heisman, and they're not in the top three. Very rarely. I'm saying once in the last 10 years it's happened, and you don't want to bet on stuff like that. So if we're trying to bet on a futures bet, it's going to have to be probability. It's going to have to be certain criteria that you want to get. Another thing is you want it on a front runner. Now, yes, Jaden Daniels won the award. So that kind of defies the odds and kind of doesn't sound right. But you want it on a team with at least 10 wins, a front runner. And so with that in mind, I think Carson Beck being the, a top 4? I think he was the third leading passer last year in the entire nation. Third leading passer, going to be relied upon to win games. Georgia's loaded, and he has all the right targets. He has to find new targets, but he has the right targets. I think Carson Beck, Dylan Gabriel, Quinn Ewers all fit that bill. But if I was looking at it from a betting standpoint, there are only a few people I would put money on that I think are going to win the Heisman. Dylan Gabriel's probably my number one choice at plus 1,000. You can put $5 on that, right? Or whatever your unit size is, 1/10 of a unit, 0.1, half a unit. I'm not even going to give you gambling advice here. I'm just going to tell you that Dylan Gabriel at Oregon looks to have a clear path with all his weapons. This is the 9th leading passer in the nation last year, returning, has some great wide receivers, has a great running back room, led by a stellar defense, so he's going to get the ball back a lot. But I really like Dylan Gabriel. I like Carson Beck. And then the third person I would bet on in this whole thing is Jackson Dart, straight out of Ole Miss. If they're going to win games, he and Trey Cleveland are going to do it. I said Trey Cleveland. Trey Harris, first name Cleveland. So Cleveland, Trey Harris. Trey Harris out there going to dominate. Shout out to Jackson Dart. Noah Fafita's there to get a ton of stats. These guys all look very ideal because their teams will be winning. There's a chance Ole Miss is in the playoffs and winning at plus 1,800. The value's there. So I like Jackson Dart, Noah Fafita. For a stat merchant, if you will. Will Howard's team's going to be undefeated. Ohio State's going to be loaded, but I think a lot of that is going to have to do with the defense and the running backs, not necessarily Will Howard himself. Quinn Ewers, if they're going to be any good, it's going to be because of Quinn Ewers. They do have a lot of talent at Texas. I can see them being front runners. It does feel right. He is the favorite as of right now, but I think Carson Beck should probably be your favorite. Value bet, Jackson Dart. Top 3, a unit on each. You should be just fine. Either way, you're going to win. You put a unit on those 4, you're going to win something, right? If you're hedging your bet and we're going around and we're picking this guy, and Jackson Dart, I feel like one of these guys is going to win it. Say you put $100 on it, that pays out $750. So you're betting $400 total. You're hedging your bet at this point, and you're hoping for a Jackson Dart win. But you're betting $400 on all of it, and worst case scenario, one of these two wins it. You're doing all right. So that's kind of my approach to betting on the Heisman, would be to bet $400, split it up amongst 4 different people, and that would be the payout here. I apologize if I was blocking the screen and you couldn't see the payouts, but it's obvious what it is. $100 for each person. This is how I would bet the Heisman for next season. Your friends don't know, but Rico knows.